Sometimes the loudest messages are not delivered through speeches, press releases, or palace courtyards filled with cameras. Sometimes the loudest messages arrive quietly, on a walking trail, in hiking boots, with muddy hems, flushed cheeks, and no crown in sight. And this week, ladies and gentlemen, Princess Catherine, yes, that Catherine delivered one of the quietest yet most powerful messages we've seen in a long time. And no, she didn't mention Prince Harry by name, which, of course, is exactly why everyone heard it. Now, before anyone hyperventilates into a teacup and screams, "Not everything is about Harry," relax, breathe, touch grass, preferably in the Peak District, because that's exactly where this story begins. On January 27th, a gentle, almost poetic video appeared on the official Instagram page of the Prince and Princess of Wales. No trumpets, no tiaras, no dramatic orchestral music swelling in the background like it's the final scene of a Netflix royal docuseries. Instead, we saw Princess Kate walking, just walking, surrounded by nature, surrounded by rolling hills, surrounded by members of Mind Over Mountains, a charity dedicated to supporting people facing mental health challenges through therapeutic outdoor experiences paired with professional mental health care. And let's pause right there, because if you blinked, you might have missed just how intentional this moment was. This wasn't just a stroll. This wasn't just Kate likes hiking. This was a statement wrapped in stillness. Princess Catherine, future Queen, mother of George, Charlotte and Louis, spoke openly and importantly, gently, about the power of reconnecting with nature during times of mental strain. She said, "Joining Mind Over Mountains for a guided walk in the Peak District, seeing how the combination of nature, mindful movement, and professional mental health support can restore and sustain well-being." Now, listen closely to the language. Restore, sustain, well-being, not push through, not be strong, not never complain, never explain. This wasn't the old royal script. This was a human one. And then she continued, "It's inspiring to witness how these programs help people reconnect with themselves, build resilience, and find calm in a supportive environment." Reconnect with themselves, build resilience, find calm. If that doesn't sound like a message aimed at people quietly breaking under pressure, I don't know what does. Now here's where things get interesting, because this message landed at a time when Prince Harry, across the ocean, away from the palace walls, away from the carefully manicured lawns, is reportedly having sleepless nights. According to Star magazine, Harry has been described as a wreck right now. Now, before the usual critics sharpen their keyboards and yell, "Oh, please, he's rich," let's be very clear about something. Money does not cure anxiety, titles do not prevent grief, and distance does not erase trauma. Harry is reportedly dealing with ongoing legal battles, media harassment that never really stops, the emotional weight of fractured family relationships, the responsibility of protecting his own young family. That's not light work. That's not cry me a river territory. That's human exhaustion. The report claims Harry feels like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. And if you followed his journey, really followed it, that makes complete sense. This is a man who lost his mother in the most public way imaginable, grew up under constant scrutiny, served in combat, spoke openly about mental health when it wasn't fashionable, walked away from an institution that couldn't protect his wife. And now, he's navigating life without the safety net he was born into by choice, yes, but also by necessity. So when Princess Kate talks about finding calm, reconnecting and restoring well-being, people naturally draw lines, not conspiratorial lines, human ones. Here's the thing that the tabloids struggle with. Support doesn't always come with a headline. Sometimes it comes as a shared value, a mirrored message, a quiet acknowledgement that life is hard. Princess Kate didn't say, "This is for Harry." She didn't need to. Because anyone who has followed this family's story knows that mental health is the unspoken thread connecting them all. And for once, instead of denial or deflection, we saw alignment. Now, let's lighten the mood for a second, because honestly, imagine telling 2015 royal watchers, one day the future Queen of England will be out here like, have you tried a walk? Not a palace, not a crown, not a carriage, just vibes and hiking boots. Honestly, that's character development. This moment matters because it subtly challenges an old narrative, the one that says strength means silence. Struggle is weakness. Titles should shield you from pain. Princess Kate didn't preach. She modelled. She showed that even at the highest level, well-being requires effort, community, and sometimes stepping away from the noise. And if that message reaches Prince Harry, whether directly or indirectly, then it does something powerful. It humanizes him. Not as the spare, not as the rebel, not as the problem, but as a man navigating pressure the only way he knows how. Let's be clear, this doesn't mean all is suddenly healed. This doesn't mean group chats have reopened. This doesn't mean Christmas dinner invites are being printed. But it does mean something shifted. Because for the first time in a long time, the conversation wasn't about who's right, who's wrong, who betrayed whom. It was about well-being. And that's a language Harry has spoken fluently for years, long before it was safe to do so. Let's give credit where it's due. Prince Harry talked about therapy, trauma, and mental health when the royal rulebook still treated feelings like classified documents. He was mocked, dismissed, called weak. And now? Mental health charities are central to royal messaging. Nature therapy is being championed. Emotional honesty is no longer taboo. Funny how that works. This story isn't just about royals. It's about you. It's about me. It's about anyone who's had nights where sleep won't come because your brain won't stop replaying everything that went wrong. Princess Kate's message wasn't fix yourself. It was step outside, slow down, seek support. You're not alone. And Prince Harry's journey reminds us that even when you do everything right, healing is not linear. Here's the takeaway that really matters. This wasn't shade. This wasn't drama. This wasn't sides. This was humanity showing up quietly where it was needed. Princess Kate walked. Prince Harry carries on. And somewhere between the Peak District and California, a message floated through the noise. You don't have to carry it alone. So maybe this wasn't a headline moment. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe it was just a walk, a breath, a pause. And sometimes that's exactly what support looks like. If this story made you think, if it made you pause, if it made you feel seen, like the video, share it with someone who needs encouragement. Subscribe for more thoughtful, honest royal commentary. Because here we don't just watch the monarchy. We understand the humans inside it.